So are you looking for a solid resinous golden amber based fragrance? This one might be for you, and I'm talking about Sexy Garrigue by Veronique Gabai. So let's go ahead and review this one now. Hey, what's going on guys? Hunter here and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new, what I do is I make fragrance related content. So if you love fragrances, go to smash the subscribe button down below. But that's right guys, we are reviewing Sexy Garrigue by Veronique Gabai. Now, I am so happy I came across this house and this fragrance in particular, man, because it was pretty much a love at first sniff when I got this in. So I want to mention that this fragrance was sent out for review, but what happened was they actually sent me out a sample set of all, I believe, 16 other fragrances. They do have quite a few, or 16 or 12. I smelled every single one of them, and I picked my favorite, which was Sexy Garrigue, because I absolutely love resinous, warm golden amber fragrances, very earthy fragrances, and this one done it to perfection. But if you don't know what Veronique Gabai is, or who she is, it is a niche house. She was actually the creative director, I believe, for Acqua di Gio. So yeah, she has been in the game for a very, very long time. And then I think she finally just launched her brand recently, I believe, maybe a few years ago. But yeah, so let's go ahead and go over some information about this one. Now, I'm not sure who the perfumer is behind this fragrance. I couldn't find it. I know Alberto Marias did make some of them, but I'm not sure about this one here. Now, this fragrance in particular was launched in 2019, so it is fairly new. And you can pick up an 85 ml bottle, which is the only size it comes in, for $260. So it is pretty expensive, but we'll talk about if it's worth it and stuff like that, because trust me, this is very, very high quality. And look at these bottles as well. We'll go more in depth of the presentation, but just right off the bat, guys, look at this beautiful gold bottle. Absolutely stunning. But without further ado, let's look at the packaging and presentation for Sexy Garrigue now. So for the notes, you get wood resin, labdanum, amber, pine tree, patchouli, and herbal notes. Now, that's not very like a really dense note breakdown, just a few notes. You don't really have a top, middle, or base either. But let's go ahead and spray this fragrance, and I'll tell you what I pretty much get from the initial blast of it. Let's remind myself. Decent atomizer. It's not pressurized or anything, but it does put out quite a bit of juice, so you should be good with that. Oh man, I smell it in the air already. Yeah, so golden, so warm, so resinous. I love this fragrance. Like I said, it was love at first sniff when I smelled it off of a sample. I was like, yeah, that's the one. So what you get is that you get that wood resin. It's very like very woody. I don't know if you've ever seen pine trees before, but it has that like that sap that kind of oozes out of the bark. That's what you kind of get with this. It's very like very piney, very resinous, and very warm. You also have that green patchouli in it as well, which gives it a nice earthy quality. And this is just so well blended together. I actually wanted to know who made this fragrance, who was the perfumer behind it, because whoever made this has a great nose. This has got to be one of the best amber fragrances I've ever got my nose on. Like I said, I love amber. Just the golden qualities of it, the warming qualities. And you guys know I love patchouli and resins. We also have that labdanum in here as well, which kind of gives a little bit of a slight smokiness to it. It has the herbal notes. I wouldn't say it's a very herbal fragrance, to my nose at least. It's just the most dominant notes in here is, like I said, the wood resins and the pine and the amber are the three dominant notes. Yeah, it just smells like you're walking through a forest of pine trees and there's sap all over the pine trees. You're walking by, you get the aroma of that. That's how this fragrance comes across to me. That's at least what the kind of picture it's painting in my head when I smell this texture. Great fragrance, so classy, so sophisticated. Now, as far as seasons go for Sexy Garrigue, and that's a perfect name for it, by the way. It's a very sexy fragrance, very alluring, very sexy. But seasons, I would definitely stick to the fall and winter. It does have like a syrupy kind of quality to it. Now, the amber isn't like a very like sickening kind of cloying amber. No, it's a little bit of I wouldn't say it's the most potent amber, but it is there. It's a little bit airy, with alongside the pine and the patchouli. Amazing amber, man, amazing. Now, as far as scenarios go, like where I would rock this one, it is a little bit more professional, a little bit more dressed up. I would say if you're wearing like more like dress clothes, like if you're going to church, if you're going on a date, if you're going to a wedding, that kind of scenario. It obviously would work if you're going to work and stuff like that, or casual, but just would work better for dressing up, in my opinion. Like I said, it's a very sexy fragrance. I could see wearing this one on like a date, a first date. You'll definitely leave an impression on her, at least if you're a guy wearing this one. We'll talk about this one. It comes across masculine or unisex or feminine. Now, this one doesn't come across either feminine or masculine. It is pretty unisex, like the whole line of Veronique Gabai. As you can see, it even has like a baby pink cap inside, because she actually makes a lot more, I believe, feminine fragrances. I do have two from her. I have Cape d'Antibes and Sexy Garrigue, which I love both of them. But all the other ones were very good too. They have like a very nice minty green one, I think Vert something, which is phenomenal. But with Sexy Garrigue, I would say it's unisex. Both a man and a woman could pull this one off easily. There's nothing really about it that leans it towards either or. So if you're a woman, do not be persuaded from like the amber, the resinous qualities, the patchouli, the pine. It's not really that masculine, to be honest with you, but it is sexy. Now, as far as age groups go, I would say this is a little bit more mature, just because of how sophisticated this is, how luxurious this is. It just smells quality and it smells rich. Like a rich person of high status will be wearing this one. Definitely not like a teenager fragrance by any means. Now, would I say this is worth the $260 retail price? For what you're getting, I mean, you are getting 85 mils of juice. It is an eau de parfum concentration. The performance behind this one is very good when it comes to longevity, solid longevity. As far as sillage goes, it's not the best projecting fragrance. It does sit a little bit closer to the skin, which is why I said it's better for like a date night, more of like a formal kind of event because of that. It's just it's not gonna be like your typical frag heads, like, oh, beast mode fragrance by any means, no. It's a classy, sophisticated fragrance. It's a kind of fragrance that a person wants someone to get a little bit closer to them to smell it. Not saying that it doesn't project, because it does, but just not in a beast mode, like 10 feet away kind of sillage. But people will smell this one and be like, wow, what do you got on? That smells absolutely warming. That smells sexy. And you'd be like, yeah, it's Sexy Garrigue. Like I said, the performance is solid. The price, it is a little bit expensive, but it is a niche house. You can actually find these, I believe, at certain higher end department stores. I think Saks Fifth Avenue carries these. Some Saks do. So if you ever want to test it out and you have a Saks spot, you go check out yours and see if they have these there. Or you can obviously buy their sample pack on their website if you don't want to leash out $260 on a blind buy. I can see you could do that as well. But trust me, if you love amber and you love resins, you have to try this fragrance. Love at first sniff, 100%. And very unique. I don't have any other fragrance that actually smells like this one, and I have a ton of amber and resin based fragrances, and also pine and patchouli. It's just so different the way they put all the blends together. But that's when I was pretty much going to do the review for Sexy Garrigue. Let me know down below if you've tried this fragrance, or if you've ever tried anything from Veronique Gabai, or even heard of them, or if this is the first time. Let me know down below. Definitely check them out. I'll leave their link down below as well for their website, where you'll be able to check out this fragrance and all of their other fragrances. Definitely worth giving them a look. But leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll catch all you guys in the next upload. Take care, everybody.